Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you are looking to learn these type of animations, this is a video for you. If you're looking to learn slivers, this is the video for you because I will be showing you slivers here. Okay, when you scroll this, it comes beautifully down. When I press back button, it goes back and it goes to this position. So these animations, as well as if you want to learn about creating this radial progress indicator, and if you want to learn these progress indicators, then definitely this is the video for you. Okay, so this is the video, this is the UI that we will be completing in this video. I hope you will like this and hit the like button, share it with your friends as many times as you can, and keep supporting me, keep watching my videos. So let's begin. Let's see how I have taken the images. So this image, this and this, plus 1 2 3 icons I have taken from Google. Some of them are taken from Google. So you can see that this is the back image. Of course, this has this thing, I didn't know about it. Biceps has this, chest has this, so it will come in the image, but you can take from your designer. This is the fruit granola. This is my own, I created keto breakfast item which was not there, so I thought of that. And pesto pasta. Okay, so these three images will come here. Of course, one of them will come here when we select any one of them, and these icons will also come here and here. Okay, other than this, let me close all this. So we are now creating, so we are in lib folder. We will create a UI directory because I am an IntelliJ, so it's named as directory. Okay, here I will go with pages, and my first page will be profile screen, which will be a dart file. Well, a shout out to the guys who have supported me by buying me a coffee, and I really appreciate that. So to other people, if you want to support me, there are two ways to do that. One, you can go to buy me a coffee, and you can look for my URL, which I have already given in my all of the videos. You can find in the description. It is somewhere here. You can see the support, and you can buy me coffee through this URL, which will lead you to this page, and you can go and buy me. Second thing, you can also go to PayPal and pay me. This is the URL which is also there in the description below. Okay, so thanks again. If you want to support me, then you can also go to my website, which is techieblossom.com. Scroll down to the page and you can buy me a coffee from here as well. Okay, so thanks and keep watching my videos. Thanks for your support. In future, if you give, I will definitely mention your name and I will definitely solve your queries if you want. Thank Okay, so there is a live template for adding a scaffold, which is SCF. So once you press tab, your scaffold will come automatically with a container. And so looking at the design for this page, we have this page divided in some sections. Okay, there is some background color, so let's do that first. There is a scaffold which has a background color. I'm putting it as const because when the page refreshes, if in future this color will not get initialized again. Okay, so the color code for this is E9, 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 and the body, we'll just run the thing and I will show you how the scaffold color looks like. Okay, so we can see the color here, and this debug you can remove from this attribute. Okay, now coming back to profile screen, our screen is divided into some parts. This is my first part, which is on top. This is my second part, which is at bottom, but this can be treated as a bottom navigation bar. Okay, so we are going to use that. So let's take a stack first of all, so that we can use positioned widget. Okay, now position widget, I'm talking about the top part first. So let me give the top as 0. Height, what should be the height? So it turns out that this is 35% of your screen height. Okay, so we will take a height from media query, and in future if we find that it should be a little bit more, then we will definitely change it. But right now it looks like it is 35%. So height will be height into 0.35. Okay, then of course left will be 0, right will be 0, so that the complete width of this is taken. Child will be a clip rounded rect, which will have border radius of vertical, which will have bottom as 40. So only okay, and also since it's a const, we can use this. So using const actually is a performance booster. When this build function rebuilds itself, this uh, instantializations have done with const will not be again initialized. Okay, so it will be a like static thing. It will be like a constant thing which will not have memory allocation again. Anyways, so bottom will add border radius to both the bottom edges. Then we will have a child which will be container, and color of that will be white. Okay, let's see the output. So this is the output. It looks good, right? With the minimum code, we can see that we have come with this output. Now, forget about the middle part. Let's do the bottom navigation bar first. So it will be bottom navigation bar, which will be which will contain a list of items. Okay, all those list of items are nothing but bottom navigation bar items. Okay, so icon will be home, right? Then we will decide the size later on. Then the second item icons dot search. Okay, the third will be profile or its person. Perfect. Let's see the output. Before that, I should remove these commas because the file is not formatted the way I want it. Okay, of course we need this. Fine. So it looks okay. Yes, I wanted to show you the errors because I was confused whether to use bottom navigation bar or create my own custom thing. But it turns out that I can use bottom navigation bar it also without the title. So the hack around that will be, so it says that item.title not equals to null, which is true. So it says that item.title should not be null, right? So we have to go with title. It's a mandatory thing. So what we will do is we will create a text, we'll name it as home, and we will create a text style as well. Color of that will be color of our bottom navigation bar. Okay, so it will be, in my opinion, it is white. If you see the design, it's white. Okay, so this hack have to be applied everywhere. So I will also add const here because it will be memory booster for us. Okay, so I will copy this title whole and add it here like this. Oops, so let me just correct it. So this is the title and it's okay, fine, right? What is the title here? It's a profile, or you can say, yeah, profile. Okay, profile. So search, fine. Let's format the file and run it again. So this is how it comes out. Okay, of course there are a lot of things that needs to be changed. So we have to add the border radius, right? And you can see title is not there. Even though it is there, it's not visible because of our hack. Now, what is the benefit of using bottom navigation bar? See, bottom navigation bar comes with many things, like you have current index, which you can decide. It can be 1, so this element will be selected. It can be 2, this element will be selected. So all these things are already done for you, right? Even you can play with a type. So it can be shifting type, it can be fixed type. If you use a shifting type, okay, it's not, maybe some issues, I will just solve it. It will work, but with some more parameters. Okay, and it also has selected icon theme, unselected icon theme, which we will use. It has icon size defined, so we don't have to give icon size for every icon. Okay, so I will go to icon size, I will give it as 40. Let's see. Yes, we are good with the height now. And selected icon theme will be icon theme data color, again it will be a const. So bring it in your habit. It was not my habit till date, but I'm making this as my habit, and it is actually beneficial. Okay. So selected icon theme data, you can see it matches with our icon, right? And unselected, similar stuff. It will be colors dot black. Okay, so you cannot use const with already defined colors. Black 12. Yeah, looks nice, right? So our colors are defined, our icon size is defined. Now we need to add the curve like this here, right? So you need to wrap this in clip rect, and you just have to give border radius, which will be again vertical, but this time it will be for top. Okay, radius dot circular, same dimensions, and now you see that you have this, right? Now I would say you can probably you cannot add padding and margin like those, so you cannot achieve exactly this. But if you're fine with this, then you can go forward, right? And you can also create your own. It's not a problem. But right now, I think you should learn bottom navigation bar also. But can there be a hack? No, there cannot be a hack. You cannot add some margin here. I think there is no way to do that. Probably in icon, if you are using widget, then I would say you can use some padding. Let's try that. Okay, and it should be only top. Okay, so you have increased the bottom navigation bar height itself, which in terms turns out that this is the hack with some cost. Okay, so I will add for now. If you feel it right, you can proceed using this in your codes wherever you want. Okay, and after doing this, we are proceeding to our main section. Okay, so let's minimize all these, right? Coming to this position, we need to add something below that, right? So we will use again position widget because it gives us good flexibility to add at some specific position, right? So my top, left, right will be same. Top will be changed to height into point. I can say 38 is the value that I came across. Okay, and height we don't need. It has to occupy the remaining height. Okay, so basically I'm talking about it should start from here and it should occupy the remaining of the space, right? So I'm just making a container, giving it a color so that I can show you how it will be rendered. Okay, so it will be, you can say, gray. Okay, yes, so we also need to give height of it, height of the container basically. So it can be something height into 0.6 or 0.5. So this is my height. No matter how much you give, it will take the remaining height. Okay, so if you give 0.4, definitely it is going to take lesser, but if you give 0.7, then also it is going to take the maximum. 0.8 maximum, no changes in that. So you can give 0.6 to be good on that paper, and even if you give complete height, to support bigger screen, you can use this. Okay, so let it be like that. Then in child, we will have a child called which will have column. Okay, so why I'm taking column? So basically this whole thing now has in a column state, right? This is first item, then this row there, and then the third item. So that's why I have taken a column. My first child will be padding. Okay, so I'm giving bottom. Why I'm using padding is I want some bottom padding, that's why, and nothing else. Okay, so this is my bottom padding, and of course we need a child which will have a text. Text will be meals for today. Okay, okay, then below this, so I will have to take again a column. So no, not a column, then I will take a expanded widget. Okay, the child will be, I will explain you, but before that let me again show you what I want to do. Okay, so color, it will be red accent, and similarly second expanded, which will be blue accent. Okay, so as you can see, red has taken complete space because we have not given height to red accent to blue accent, right? That's why it has taken complete. So we will definitely give a height to it. So let's not focus on this right now, but of course this is there somewhere. Okay, um okay, right, okay, then so we need we have got this meals for today, so we will bring it on the left hand side. So it will be cross axis alignment dot start. So this brings, sorry, this brings our meal for today on the left hand side. Then we need left margin as well, so it should be 32. Right, it should be only 16. Okay, so this is perfect positioning for this. Then I don't need this gray color, just remove it. Okay, now this text style we have to give, so it will be constant text style color, which is again it's gray, and weight is too much, right? Font weight dot w 800 or 700. Fine. Can we have dark gray? Yeah, this looks good. Font size, it's not too much. Oh, it's too perfect. Now we need to add row, right? So in the child, you will have a, yeah, probably you don't need this container now. You will have a single child scroll view. Then you will have a child, which will have row and multiple items. So what are these multiple items? These are our meals, right? So go on to lib folder, create a directory, which will have model. I'm creating a sample model now, which will be meal. Okay, and I already have that copied. So this is my meal class. Now, as you can see, meal time, name, image, path, calories burned, and time taken. All these are from here. Okay. Now, I'm not taking from data from server, so definitely I need some static data. So for that, I have also copied. I've also kept a copy of this, so you can declare meals at a global level somewhere here. Okay, and it will be an array. Okay, so this is an array which is containing 3 meals: breakfast, dinner, and snack, which is our this thing, right? And I have given image path as fruits, fruit granola, and anything, everything like that. Now since we are using assets, so you have to go to pubspec.yaml and uncomment this assets. Probably you have to just write this assets and it will be available, right? Coming back to meal, now we can use meals as a in a for loop for a row. Okay, so we'll use for loop. Before that, let's create a meal card. Okay, which will be a single card. Okay, so I will take material and I will wrap this material in a container. The reason to do this is we will take a margin. Okay, so we need a right margin which will be 20 and a bottom margin which will be 10. Okay, why we need? Because as you can see, each meal card has a right uh, margin and bottom margin, just to see whether the shadow is properly visible or not. That's why. Okay, so right, we'll do, yes, so in the material we will have border radius, which will be border radius dot all as 20. Okay, right, fine. Then the elevation will be 4. Then it contains a column. Okay, so first one is the image. So basically meal card requires a meal, right? And this meal can be imported. We'll directly pass this in our constructor. Okay, so we'll have meal. Imagine that we will have a meal object in our meal card. Okay, so we need a image dot asset. Fine, and it will take almost half of the screen size, right? Half of the meal card size. So we are again going to divide it, this column in two parts. Oops. So, okay, we are again going to divide this in two parts. First, again, we will use expanded. Okay, I will show you in future you don't need expanded. Actually, expanded has a problem with this. So I will show you what you have to use. But the normal thing that we generally do is using a expanded widget to divide the column in two sections. Okay. Now the second expanded widget will take all the text from you, breakfast, food, and everything like that. So we will take meal dot name. I'm not giving styles right now. I just want to show you what you have to do. Okay, it's not meal name, it will be meal time, then the name. Oops, I forgot to use children here. So all these things will go children. Then we'll have again calories and the time. So it will be calories. Before that, this will be kilocalories, and it will be time taken. And one surprise widget, which will be a size box, just to give a margin at the bottom, right? So size box, height of which can be 16. Just any size you can take, right? So now we need to give the image, so which will be meal dot image path, right? This looks correct. Let's see what is the output of this. So we cannot see anything. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay, so we will, okay, why we cannot see? Because we have not used meal card. So we'll go to this row, we'll use for loop. Okay, then we will use I less than meals dot length, which will iterate over I plus plus, and no need to add curly brackets. You just need to use your meal card with the meal provided. So it will be meals by meals at position I. Okay, so this is how your meal card will be, right? Okay, it has formatted itself. Let me, yes, this is good to see. Okay, let's see the output. We cannot see anything. Yes, that's the error I wanted to show you. So it says that render flex children, you must have seen this a lot of time. So the solution is this, and I tried it for the first time. It says consider setting main exercise to main exercise dot min. Okay, so where is the issue? You will go here. So it turns out that this column is the issue. Okay, so I will set main exercise dot min as it has described in the description. Okay, and using flex dot loose fits for the flexible children, using flexible rather than expanded. So since you can not use flex fit here, you have to use flexible widget. Okay, and here you have flex, you have fit, which will be flex fit dot loose, as this has said. We are going to change this, okay, because we don't want flex fit loose, we want tight. So we will see why we want that. Okay, so this is how it is, and now if I run it, it looks good. No, not a problem. Of course, we need to fix the height of it. So my height of this image will be okay, fine. It's not the height problem, it's a problem with this single child scroll. We need direction for scrolling, right? Which should be horizontal, not vertical. It is by default vertical. So we have come till this point, right? Okay, now fine, we are almost there. Can you see it is completely attached to left hand side? So what we need to do is, before this for loop, before any of the meal cards are drawn, we will add a sized box with width of 32, so that this is aligned with this meals, right? And this is what we see. Now you can see the image, right? Curve we cannot see. So first thing that we generally do, we go to our meal card, go to your image.asset, and wrap this with clip r rect. Okay, and border radius you have to give only for, sorry, vertical thing, which will be 20, because this is the same thing that you have given here. So you are going to use 20 here, and you can see the beautiful curve, right? Now we need to fix the width of this. We cannot fix the height, it will take the required height, whatever it has. Okay, width will be 150. Okay, and this is how it looks, right? We will fix this awkwardness, don't worry about that. And fit, what we will do is box fit dot fit height, so that it fits the height. Okay, and we have to figure it out. Yeah, Now we need to make it as max so that it takes the max size, so all these heights are similar. Then we have to make this as tight so that it takes half of the size, and then we, of course, we have to manage how this whole thing is expanded to complete uh, height of this. Okay, so it turns out that this expanded is definitely a problem for us, right? So if I give height to it somewhere around, you can say, or if I give size box, because definitely I need a gap between this and this, so it will be 20. Okay, it should be error. Yeah, it will. Yeah, so we have got this margin. Somewhere we have lost the track of the third expanded widget, right? Okay, so does it mean to use max here? No, it is not solving our problem. Okay, so probably this is our problem. Yeah, so it turns out that even though I used height and complete height, it didn't work out that way. So you have to decide what is your height of this. Okay, so using height into 0.6, which is fine for here. Okay, now we see that this image is not, attached to its left and right. It is not completely fitting, so we will use fit, probably width, and yes, it looks now. Oh, no, no, no. It is 150 width, so it fit height is not working. So what else should work? No. Okay, fill will also not work. Fill works, sorry. So fill works somehow, with no reasons. Okay, and yes, the thing is, you see this scrolling, it is perfectly fine, right? I have given size box here so that it is not cut, right? And it feels like it is edge to edge scrolling, and you have something right. So that is because of this container and right 20. Okay, now we need to correct this, of course. So we have to only play with this column now, which will have cross axis alignment at the start. And I would say just wrap this in some padding widget so that it has some left padding. Of course, 8 is too much for this small, but it's okay. Yeah, we have not fixed this bottom, right? So this image is also having a curve, which should be all then, and this should be correct. Yeah, so we have found this beautiful solution. In this box, we will go here and give some height so that it has some padding from top. Yeah, perfect. And then all these elements should have automatically should have a good space between them. So it will be main axis alignment. Oops. Main axis alignment dot space between, and yes, they have beautiful space. Now only we need to play with the font sizes and text styles. So let's create some text styles, which is okay. If you are trying to skip the video, I would say stick around. It's a very informative video and you will learn a lot. Font weight, let's see, font weight is normal, so it will be font weight W500. Font size will be 14. Let's see with the size is right. Of course, color do I need to change? Okay, okay, nice. And it is taking complete. So for that, we need to see something. Okay, so this column size box flexible. Why it's not taking complete? Wait. If I do it this. Okay, because of this column, since this is also in a column image and this expanded, so we'll need to add cross axis alignment here as well, right? Yes, this looks nice, and now I can add 4 more to this. Looks nice. Okay, fruit granola definitely is having a bigger font which will be 18. Color will be black, and weightage should be too much. Yeah, this looks nice. With this kilocalorie count. It's almost similar to this, slightly lesser font. So I'm going to use, no font changes I feel. But yes, together with this, we need to add this thing, kilocalorie unit. Okay, so we'll take this in a double quotes and we will wrap it around this so that it is a variable, and then a space and this thing. It works fine. Okay, yes, this is great. Now for this text, again, you have to wrap this in a row. The reason is it is a image here. Okay, so the first child will be image.asset, and this time it will be, no, sorry, it will be icons dot, so it's a time, which is, yes, this is the clock, which is similar, and color will be black 12, which is very opaque. Okay, then time taken, similar thing that we will do here. Okay, I will do it for you again. So make it in double quotes, which will be this, then dollar curly bracket and space. Okay, and the style will be similar. Yeah, it looks awkward because I have not added these commas. So if you add commas properly, file is formatted properly. Okay, this icon size is too much, so it will be 20. Okay, 50. Yeah, looks great. There should be a space, so add that space. Size box, width of 4, and probably that's it. Yeah, we are good with this, and it scrolls. Now let's work on the part. Okay, so this one, first of all, going to this, minimizing everything for our meal card. Okay, blue accent, which is not the correct color. So color will be 0x. Okay, it's a gradient. Okay, so going to decoration, box decoration, gradient, which will be a linear gradient if I am not wrong, and it will have colors. So of course the second color is definitely, we know which is the second color. It is 2000087. Okay, okay, but the what is the first color? So I have already stored this design.png, and as I have shown in my previous videos how you can get the colors. So basically I will take this pen tool, click on this and go here and take the first color, which is 20008C. Okay, so I will close this, go back to this, and it will be 0xff20008C. Okay, looks very similar. What is it? 2HC. Okay, 8p. So it changes every time because it's a gradient, of course. So we'll take more lighter version, 8b. Okay, fine. So this is my gradient. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's a gradient. And what is begin? So it will be alignment dot top center, and end will be bottom center, which is fine. Okay, looks not like that, but okay. Then of course this expanded, we need to add margin to it. What will be the margin? It will be symmetric. No, it won't be symmetric. It should be only, because we need from bottom 10, left 32, right 32. Okay, then bottom is not taken, so we need to do something for this. Probably this time it's time to play with this height. Yes, so yes, I can see this has come. So what we can do is probably this size box which we used in meal card can be played around, and this size box which is here can be played around. So it can be 5, and which is fine. Okay, great. Now we are good with this card. We need to play with this now. So let's add since we are in a box decoration, we can have border radius, which will be border radius dot all and 40. Oops. Okay, wait, is it okay? No, it's too much, so we'll use 30. Yeah, this looks nice now and perfectly matching with the alignments and all. The child of this container will be a column, of course, as you can see here. Okay, your next workout. Okay, then upper body, then a row of items. Of course, again you can use a loop, but I have not created any data for that, so we'll use multiple things here. It will be a icon button, because this icon button will give me a little bit of padding and as well as background color. So these are the things that you should consider. Okay, and yes, I don't want on pressed, so my icon will be it takes a widget, so I'm going to use image.asset, and it will be assets dot, I think it's just.png. And yes, I forgot to mention, I have taken these images from the noun project, and they were pretty similar, but they were in black color, so I have those images in black color. We are going to apply some color on that. Okay, so I will show you what the exact image is. It is black in color. Okay, so it will be chess.png. We will see how it looks, and then I will show you how to change the color for it. Okay, so of course size box will be there with some width. It will be 10. Okay, and this combination will be repeated 2 times more. Chest, then what is that? Chest, back, and the biceps. So this is back and biceps. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks great, everything is black, no problem. We will have one more thing. So color, we are going to give some color here, which will be wait, I want a button color as well. Do we have that? We'll have to see. Yeah, we must have that. So it will be colors.gray. Let me check. Can we do this? No. So colors.gray is not working. Probably why? Maybe the black color is changed. So if I give green, okay, 1 second. Let me give color to this. Colors.green, or yeah, white we are going to use. So yeah, this is white, which is okay. Why this icon button is not taking colors? So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use container now, because it's not working. So why do use icon button, right? So we will use child here. We don't need on pressed. Use container again, and of course these are not clickable, so it's not bad to remove on pressed, as in this case. Okay, then I'm going to use again a container. It will be child. Fine, great. Now we need to add padding. That's too much. So we have to use size now. So width. Okay, why you are using content? Okay, we can give width as 30. Height as 30. It's too much. Oops, what is this? It's a row. Something is wrong. Something. So if I select this is a column. Text. Let me add this in expanded widget. Okay, great. So turns out this was the issue. Okay, we will so why expand it? Because I want remaining space to be taken by this, that's why. Okay, so it should be 50-50. Looks nice. 50-50 is okay. So we are going to use in all these items, right? And of course colors dot white as well. Perfect. Now we need to give some color to it, which will be, again, we will find it through our pen tool. So go here and it will be 5B 4D90. 5B 4D90. Okay, so color 0xFF 5B 4D90, and do not forget to have const. Okay, color for this, color for this, color for this. Great. Of course we need to add decoration, which will be border radius, border radius dot all, and 10 this time, and right, and this color of course will come here. Okay, is it okay? No, it's too much, so it's too less, so this is this is fine. So this thing we have to add to every container. You can create a custom widget as well. Nice. We need to add a size box before it, which will have 20, sorry, 200. So this looks nice, and yeah, great. We need to give text size to this. Text style. So what is the color? Okay, colors dot. It is somewhere like 12. Font size, it will be 20, and let's see how it looks. Okay, it is not visible, so we'll use white 30. It is visible at 70. It is more visible, which is correct. 20 is too much size. 18, and weight, font weight dot blue 600. Yeah, 16 is great size. So we are going to use a size box again, which is, yeah, and also cross axis alignment start, so that it comes on the left hand side. Now we need to add a padding to it, which will be only from top. It will be 16, left 16. Is it okay? Yeah, perfectly fine. Everything is 16. And we will copy this text style now from here and put it for this upper body. Okay, first let me format it again for you. Right, upper body, of course font size is 20 now, and weight is 800, and color is proper white. Looks good, but this is not in caps, so we will change it. 24 is correct size. We need some size box, and it will be 4 only. Yep, and this padding again we need. So probably you don't need this size box now. If you wrap this in a padding widget, the padding top will do it for you, right? And looks perfect, right? So now we are going to click on this, and before that, if you want, you can increase the size box widget and decrease the width and height of it. If we click on this, it should open this screen. So let's do that. Before going to that, we have missed this part. So this is our UI. Okay, we have this and this. So for this, I will show you that I've already created a video on this. Probably it is worth that you see it here right now. So this is how it will animate. Okay, and yes, so same thing I will be doing in this video, but I will not be animating it. I will just have a static uh, Radial Progress for that. And to animation, to learn that, you can go to that video. Of course, it's in my playlist only. It's called Fitness App, and it will be part 1, so you can take a note of that. Let's move to this part. Let's create that design. And yeah, so we are here. We have bottom navigation bar. We are in this position widget. Okay, so here we go. Right now, of course, we need some padding from both the ends. Right, so it is you can say 32, 32, and then from top it should be 48 and 10 bottom. Okay, so it is from top. Of course, we need some safe area. That's why we need this padding. So it should be 50 left, 32. I think from right hand side it will be too much to ask for. That's why I'm keeping it low, so that we can properly have this these bars. Okay. So it's a column, right? So first child, definitely this is a list tile type of thing, but in list tile, title cannot have lesser text size, but we will be using list tile only, but we will give our own text sizes. Okay, so list tile, title will be text, and it can be a date, right? So I will show you date here, something like that. I will show you what we are doing. Then subtitle, uh, fine. So we have hello David. Okay, and this also we will do it. In trailing we have image dot asset. So I have added one more image, which is user.jpg. So it's a dummy image, and it will be assets slash user.jpg, right? After that, of course, it should be circle avatar. Let's see the output first, how it looks. So this is how it looks, which is okay. So we will play with image size. Before that, we will do the styling, text style. Okay, color, what should be the color? So it's black only, leave it as it is. Font size and font weight we have to set. So it will be W400, and font size will be 12 or 14 is okay. Yep. Now, similarly, we are going to do with the name and the greeting. So it will be 800. Font size will be 16, and I say, yeah, fine. Let's see the output. Yeah, great. Looks great. Color, of course. Subtitle has its own color defined, so we need to give black explicitly. Okay, yeah, looks good, right? We can increase the font size. I think too much margin has been given from top, so let us reduce it to 40. Yes, nice. And font size can be 18 here. That's okay. Okay, now come back to this image.asset. Let's wrap this in circle avatar. Okay, this will make it ideally it should have made it circular, but it's not making. So we have another solution for it, that is clip oval, and this will cut this in a circle shape. Okay, now it seems okay. After this list tile, we can move to our radial progress. Okay, which will be this thing. Okay, so width we have to pass in something at least, so it will be screen height. So we are actually doing with height a lot, so let's take that only. So this container has 0.35 height. Assuming it is 0.2, I'm taking 0.2 right now. We can reduce it. Height also, we will give it as height into 0.2. Okay, and then we are directly jumping to creating the radial progress with these two values. Okay, final. And we will see how it goes, any further variables we need or not. So simply creating container. Before that, yeah, container will be sufficient. So height will go in height and width will go in width. Okay, let's see whether we have given correct width and height or not. So this is how it looks. Now since it's in a column, everything goes in center. Okay, so first let me minimize this. Everything goes in center, so definitely we have to do cross-axis alignment at the start, that we generally do in everything. Okay, and oops. Okay, so it has come beautiful. We can say sufficient gap here, so it's perfect to take 0.2 multiplied by screen height in this case. Let's minimize this also. Right, now we need to add a custom paint to it. Okay, and the painter will be nothing but you can say radial painter, because that is only going to do the things for us. Now this will need what is the progress of this radial. Okay, so let's say 70, so we will pass in 0.7 to be in double, and we'll create a class which will be radial painter, which extends custom painter. Okay, okay, fine. So this has canvas, we can play with that, and should repaint will return true. Right, now first of all we need to you can say we need to, yes, we need to take progress. Right, fine, and we need to create a circle first of all. Right, so this circle, how you can create? So let's create a paint. Paint will be nothing but this blue color with some width and stroke. Okay, so stroke width will be equals to 10, and then wait, let me format it. Color will be, as you know, we have this color. Right, then we will have our stroke cap, which will be stroke cap dot round, and then we will have one more thing, which is no, nothing else. Probably this is the thing. Right, and let's format this. So we have a painter now, we have size, so we need to create a circle. So let's take an offset which will be center. Okay, so how do you find center? Size dot width by 2, size dot height by 2. Now in our case width and height are same, so we can take width as well, but it's okay. Okay, what is this problem? Okay, it says positional. Okay, we have not made this parameter as positional, that's why this error was there. Now we need to draw a circle. So canvas, draw circle with this center. Radius will be size dot width by 2, and paint will be paint. Okay, so let's see what happens and what is the output. So let me remove this. We can see the circle, right? Yeah, so we are in the circle, but it's a fill type circle, so we need to give it a style which will take painting style dot. So there are two types of painting styles, one is a stroke, other one is fill. Right now by default it is fill, so we need to use stroke for that, and if we use that we can see this. Right now, which is perfectly fine. The thing is, if you see the design, it is a progress type of thing, right? There is no complete blue should not be there. So we need not to create draw arc, we need to use a we need not to create circle, we have to use arc. Okay, so canvas dot draw arc. Now arc I have already explained in the video, but arc is something, it starts from somewhere, it has a start angle, it has a sweep angle, it asks whether you want to use the center or not, and the paint with which you want to paint it. So I will tell you what all these parameters, if we change, what will happen. So how you will create the rect. So basically rectangle will be created from a circle. Okay, and the circle will be having this center, right? And the radius of that circle will be size dot width by 2. Okay, so these parameters will create a rectangle. Okay, so we probably don't need this now. Oh, we need the center, but we don't need this line. Yes, start angle, so we are going to use radians for that, and to use radians we need to import a library which is vector math. Okay, 64 and as math, so that we have a simple name to call the API methods. Okay, so we are going to use math dot radiance. Now I'm going to use it. Let's see what happens if I use 0. Okay, and let's see what happens with when I use radiance. You can say minus 90 or plus 90. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we use true or false. And yeah, let's see what happens with all these parameters, because I know, but I want to explain to you what all these parameters mean, right? So this is how it is created. Fine. Now it tells use center. So if you make it false, it will be this arc. Nice. Now let's see where is this radiance and where is this 90. So if I make it minus 90, so it starts from here, right? This radiance is a sweep angle. So how many degrees angle you want to create? If I want to create a negative angle, it will be like this, right? So in our case, design starts from here, 0 to this thing, right? So it is 0, and one significant fact here is 0 is here, minus 90 is here. Okay, so we are starting with minus 90. If we start with 0, it will start from here and it will go 90 degrees in the minus direction, in the reverse direction. That's why we are starting from 90 and we want to move till this thing, right? So probably right now you have passed a progress value. So what does this progress value means? So progress is something which is defined out of 10 and radiance is something which is defined out of 360. So how you will manage these two relations, right? So probably you can create a double value and you can say relative progress. Okay, now this is just a mathematics. We might not get the formula at the first place, but we will get it. So 360 degree is a circle, right? And progress is something, so it can be divided, it can be multiplied, right? So we will get some value which is nothing but progress in terms of 360, right? So we will try to use this relative progress. Okay, and let's see the output. So basically this is how it is, but this is in plus. We have to just add a minus sign because we want a reverse thing, right? So I can say my progress was 0.7. If I make it 0.75, it is 270 degrees, right? So this should come here. Let's see whether it is fine. Yes. And if my progress is completely 1, what will be the output? A complete circle. So whatever the progress is, the arc will be drawn, right? And in my video I have shown you how you can play with the animation part, so I will not explain that. It will waste a lot of your time, and you can probably go there. Link will be there definitely in the description, as well as you can see the card on the top right corner. Right now this progress also we need for this radial progress, right? So we will probably have one more variable which is passed in from top level, right? And where we are using radial progress, yes, so it is configurable from this point. So it is 70% progress, and hence this is the output. Of course, this radial progress have to show something else, right? It has to show 1731 kilocalories left. So for the day, how many calories are left? It has to show that. So you will go to your child here, take a column, take a children, or you can use rich text. I will prefer rich text here. So don't use column, rich text. Rich text solves many of the problems like these when you have similar text. So right now I'm hard coding this. You can definitely achieve it with dynamic content. So which text takes a text, which takes text span, which takes children as text span. So my first text span will be 1731. Oops, okay, text 1731. Second text span is nothing but a line separator, and the third one will be kilocalories, right? And we just need to give the style. Font size will be, it is too much, so we will take 18. Font weight Okay, color. This is the color. Yes, this is the one. Okay, similar color we will have to take for this also, and it will be not that much bold. Font size will also be 14. Let's see the output. Okay, it's not in center. So what you will do, you will probably move this to center, and it has come in the center. But all these text align has to be in the center as well. So in this text, you can probably give after the style. No, you cannot. So that's a issue. It turns out that you cannot give center align. So how you will do that? Can you do in children style? Should be in center probably. Yeah. Then okay, nothing works out. Okay, then we are in a bit of trouble. We are not in a trouble. I don't know, for some weird reason, text-align was there and I could not find it. So if you use text-align center, it comes in center. Okay. If you don't use, it is on the left hand side. If you use it, it comes in center and all the text is in center. Now all you need to do is just wrap it in a center widget so that it comes vertically in the center. Okay. And now we have to increase the font size to sufficient amounts. Okay, so it's still very less. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Okay, so it turns out that it is too much. Yeah, this is fine. This is correct. Okay, we are done with this. Now we need to focus on these things. And fortunately, again, in one of my videos, and these are very recent videos, let me show you again. So I'm going to my channel and I can say that this one, no, not this one, sorry. Okay, let's go to videos. So I was talking about, where is that? Yes, this one. So if you see Stadia app Flutter concept, you have this progress bar. If I'm not wrong, you can see that somewhere down the line. I can show you. Yes. Yes. So can you see this? Yes. So this is also we have created. If you want to learn about this animation, you can switch to this video after you have watched, of course, this one. But the same concepts I will be applying in this video as well, but I will not show the animations. So let's do. One small thing is left. So basically, go to your pubspec.yaml. We have forgot this date here. So you will have to add this package, intl. Okay, this will give us to work on date time formatting. Okay, so I'm minimizing radial progress, minimizing this, minimizing everything. And this is date here, hello. And also I want to increase the font size of this 18, 26, and then you can see that you will have some errors here. So we will see that in just a second. There will be definitely an error. No, it's not an error. Okay, fine, that's great. So this date here, there should be some gap, right? So that's what I was telling about. It should be 19. Oops. Yes, now it's okay. Or 18, which is fine. It should have some size block as well as a gap. Great. Now this date here we need to handle, so we will come here and let's see what is output. It is Saturday, 18 January. Okay, so why don't we take date of today, final today, which will be date time now. Okay, and then we import this package intl. Great. Now come back to your date here. So my date will be, let's format that. So it will be date format dot, you can say, you can create your own format. So it will be Saturday you need, so it will be like 4 E's, I think. Then you will format it, so it will be today. Okay, let's see the output first and decide on what is okay. So Saturday we have got. Now we will move this to curly brackets. We'll add double quote. We will add a column, so that we have a column now, and now we need to work on 18 January. So similarly, we will create another date formatter, okay, which will be now D, and let's see what is okay. So 11 we have got, and Y. What is that? January. So no, it should be MMM. So no, MM. No. Let's see this. No. Perfect. If we do this, yes. So this is perfect thing that we have done. Okay, now we will work on this progress. So coming back to radial progress, we are here somewhere, which is in a column. Of course, we need to move it into a row now, because on the left hand side of radial progress, we have a series of other progresses as well. So that other progress, we are going to name them as diet progress, okay, which will be stateless widget. As I am not going to show you animation, that's why diet progress, okay. Then it will have, this is very easy to do, basically not that easy, but final string. It will have this name of the diet, progress, and left. So no, sorry, it's not diet progress, it's ingredient progress, right? Or nutrition progress, whatever you want. Ingredient. Then you will have left amount, and you will have progress. Okay, these three things you will need, and of course you will need color also, or you can say progress color, right? Looks fine. And one more thing, not to, yeah, that is okay. Now we'll add constructor. Perfect. Okay, we have to use stack. Before that, so let's see how each of these is. It's a column of elements, then a row, right? So column, children, then it's something like, fine. So it's a text, which will have ingredient. Style will be something like font size. You have 14 or 12. 14 is okay. Font weight will be and one thing, the text align, sorry, it will be to uppercase, right? Okay, now below that you will have a row of element, and it will be like, okay, so it's a container which has color, which is gray color, okay, and then it has a text which is left amount. So we are going to use dollar left amount plus left, right? Okay, so we are going to use this so that we don't have a space after G, before G. Yes, and this should have a decoration which will be, it will have a border radius and a height of 10. So border radius will be 8, or 5 is sufficient, because it should be just half of your height so that it is completely circle from the edges. Okay, now let's use this. So ingredient progress. After this, why this every time gets minimized? Okay, so you have a column of which has main axis alignment, space between, so that there is if there are multiple things like multiple ingredient progress, then they will have equal space, right? So ingredient here will be protein, right? Progress is 0. You can say very less, because it's just started probably. So we will take 0.3 for this, 0.2 for the second one, and 0.1 for next one. Progress color, it's green, so we are going to take green, and then left amount will be 72. That's it. Okay, similar things we will copy and put it here. This time it will be carbs. Progress 0.2. It's red because some people think carbs are bad. 52, right? It will be fat 1, and yellow, and amount left will be 61. Right, now let's see the output. Okay, error. So we will see this, why this error. Render flow overflow is okay, so it's huge. It's a row. Something wrong with the height, something like that. It's too many pixels. Oh, so if we are using box decoration, you have to use color in the box decoration, right? Because of that. Okay, so what is a width? So that is a huge thing to do. Width, let us take 200. Okay, it's too much. So what will be, it's according to the screen now, right? So width also we need to pass now. Final. Okay, since we have progress, let's pass width as well, right? So depending on the screen, you know that this thing is 0.2 of your screen height. So you can probably do one thing, that you choose your radial progress not with your height but with the width. Okay, so we will choose width now instead of height for our radial progress. Let's take width. Okay, then when we come to radial progress, we are going to use width into 0.25, which is wrong. Probably, yeah, we have something left here. Okay, it is very less, so we definitely have to increase it, but what should be the value? So let's hit and try now. 0.5. 0.5 is too much. Sorry, 0.5 is too much. 0.4. Okay, looks ditto, right? So now 0.4 is occupied by with this, so 0.5 probably will be occupied by your elements, right? So I am taking width into 0.5. It is needed, the width is needed, you cannot neglect that. Okay, let me run it. Okay, it turns out that we are not using the width, that's why. So again we have to minimize this. Why this guy always keeps on so our width will be width what is passed. it is too much. So we need to change this width to 0.4. It is again too much. 0.3 looks nice now, right? Of course, it is 72 grams to 52 grams. No one is going to calculate it on the base of this. So we're going to use int now so that the point zeros are not there. As well as you can see, we took a lot of margin from right hand side, right? So that's why there is a gap. And yeah, we can choose some size box. We are almost there for this progress to be done, you know. Yes, this should come in the starting. Perfect. It is not starting properly. Maybe this row does not have this thing applied. Okay, there is some issues definitely. Then what we can do is, since it's a row, we can add some size box in between these two items. So basically I've added from here to here, and then I can also make it to 8. Right. I'm amazed to see that this is not starting from proper point. And why is that so? Because this is 250 gram left, that's why. Okay, so we need to fix the width, right? Fine, we will play with that. Okay, we can play with that. So if we add expanded widget here, it takes a lot of, okay, and yes, so same errors, probably flexible we can use. Yes, so we will use flexible, flex fit. No, no, so don't know what is happening. Yeah, so problem, it's not a problem at all. So I was digging in deep. This column we have given cross access alignment as a start, which is okay, but remember these three things are also in a column, these all ingredients. So for that we need to give cross access alignment as a start, otherwise they will be in center, and now it looks proper, right? So we need to add a space between is already given, so why they are not taking their own space? So let's try add them in a expanded widget, and let's see if they can take the space. No, they are not taking. So let's try with flexible. If this works, then it's proper. Flexible flexfit.loose. No, it's not taking again. I don't know when it works. Basically, maybe in all these I have to add, then it will work, and it will be a good learning for me as well. Okay, so I have almost added everywhere. Let's see the output. No, it doesn't work out that way. Loose. No, it doesn't work out. So it turns out that it is not taking equal space by any means. It should take, all ideally space between is already there, and unfortunately these people are not taking their own height. Okay, so we can probably, yes, we can do one thing. I got a solution. So we can add a spacer in between these two. So something is really wrong. Never mind, we will not add a space, then we'll just use size box with a very minimal gap that we want, which is 10, which is sufficient also, and it will probably work with that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we need to show the progress, right? So how you will do that? That's very easy for this case. So this is our container. Well, wrap this in a stack. Okay, so what is the progress in this case? On top of this gray box we have this progress, right? So we are drawing something on top of this container which will be very similar to this container, only the width will be your width into the progress. Okay, and color will be progress color, and you can see everything like this: green, red and yellow color. Now if probably color is too much, so we are going to use gray. Okay, we are going to use black. Well, yeah, that's a beautiful color. Okay, we are done with this. We are going heading to the second screen. Let's create a new dot file which will be workout screen. Okay, so you need a scaffold here as well, and I'm going to take a column and I'm going to wrap this column in a container or a padding widget where I can give horizontal padding. The reason to give that is there is a horizontal padding from left and right hand side, that's why. And since I'm giving uh, yes, and this padding I can wrap this in single child scroll view because I want to make it scrollable, right? And since I'm giving padding to bottom to horizontal, I can also give to vertical because it will make sense to have some padding on top of here as well as at the bottom to encounter the safe areas. Okay, fine. Now in this column I'm going to add children. So first child will be my list tile. No, sorry, first child will be icon button. Okay, so icon will be the close icon. Color of that will be white and size of that can be 40. On pressed, I will have to navigate back. Okay, then after that let's see what is left, what is there. So there is some gap, so I will use a size box. Height of that will be 10. Then I have a list tile. Leading will be similar Saturday 18 January that we have here. So we'll go to our profile screen and figure out for date for today. That's what we used. So this is our format and the style. So I'm going to work out the screen now and using it here, but under text widget. That's it. And date format, I will have to use INTL again. And before that, I will also need to have a variable which will be today. It will be holding today's date. Right. So this will work. Color, of course, I need to give now bit different, so it's white. Perfect. Leading is done. Now we need to give sorry, it's not leading, it's a title. Okay, leading and now we have to give subtitle. There is no leading here, so the text, we will copy this widget, increase the font to 24, change the text to upper body, and what is it? Yes, upper body. Color will be white, boldness 800. Perfect. Let's see the, okay, so before we see the output, we need to add a place where we can navigate to workout screen. So that place will be, let's search for upper body. So it is written here, it's in this column which is in this container. So to wrap this in a gesture detector widget which will have on tap and navigator dot off push material page route. Workout screen, right? Okay, fine, let's run it. Now if I click on this, I navigate to some screen, right? So this is my screen. Of course I have not added background color for this, which will be the app of the color, and it looks like this. Fine. So the padding which I gave as vertical padding doesn't seem to be nice. So we can wrap this icon button itself in some padding, so that we don't mess with this vertical padding anymore, and we only play with our top padding for this button, which can be 8 or 16 will be sufficient size. Okay, this looks nice. Now what we have to do is we have to increase little bit gap between these two, which is 20. It might be sounding a lot, but 20 is okay. Let's keep it as it is. Now for list style, we need these two elements. So what I will do is we will have a trailing widget now, and this trailing widget will be a column, and each item of this column is sort of a row, right? So it will be a row with children, and it has a icon dot clock. So somewhere it was time. Yes, access time. Color of that will be white 30, and after that there is a text of 60 minutes, and probably yes, color I have to give. So text style color will be white 30. That's the output. Okay, it has come here. So something wrong. Row, which is the trailing, so this row takes the whole thing. Yeah, nice. So it turns out that row takes complete max, so we have reduced it. Of course we need some gap between these two, and this white is a little bit more darker. That is good. Weight also, it has something else, so W600. Okay, great. Now we also can increase font size, which can be 14, 16. Okay, fine. And there is a size box. So once we do this, we can replicate. Yeah. So we can replicate this one row. We can copy this completely and put it here. We have easy. And the icon, I don't know where it is. So it's sort of a performance or a rating sort of icon. Let's search if it is there. So it's like, okay, it's a meter. Is it there something called meter? No. So it will take a while to find a suitable alternative for it. Is it something speed? Let's take this for the time's sake. And it is easy. So column will be cross-axis alignment at the start. It's always required in this type of UIs. So it comes here, and turns out that there should be sufficient size box gap between these two, and it is too much, so this will be fine. Yes. Now very interesting part, after this list style we are going to add the workout list, right? So as usual, the way we have added these items, we are going to add these items, but main think this don't forget to think this thing, see this thing, that these three are set off for chest, these are for back, and there's sufficient gap between all the sets, right? So I figured out a way. I have created a model. Okay, I've created a model which is upper body model, upper body workout, which has image path, name, and instruction. That's it. So this is image path, name, and instruction. Now I have created a list of this item. Okay, each of these items is a upper body workout. I've created a list of this. I've created a list of this, and I have created a list of this. All these three lists are there in another list. Okay, so it's a double array list, which is, you can see here in this scenario. So it's a list of chest workout, and this is a list of you can say back workout, and these both are in upper body array. Okay, upper body list. So coming to here, we will use for loop int I equals to 0, I less than upper body dot length. So what is the length of this? It is 3, right? So there are two, 1 and 2, right? So it will run 2 times, and we don't need this. Okay, now you need a column for that, right? You will have a column which will have its last element as a size box, because its height should be 20, or you can say 30, right? Because what is that gap? This is the gap. Okay, now other than the size box, the last item of this column will be size box, but other elements will be list of uh, these three things, list of these three. Okay, so you're going to use another for loop. This time you will use int j equals to 0, j less than upper body I dot length, which means that it will take now 3 length. Okay, so this upper body j dot length is 3. Okay, so this thing will run 3 times, and now I will use list style again. Okay, this time my title or leading will be nothing but this container that I chose, right? So this whole container, which is already there in this screen, this thing I'm taking that. Okay, so leading will be that container. Of course, the size has to be a little less, and padding has to be a little less too, and radius also similarly. This leading color white, everything is fine, but icon will be changed. So it will be upper body I j dot image path. Okay, so imagine loop is running for the first time. It is 0 index for I, then it is 0 index for j, so it will print this thing, right? Then it will print this, then this, and once the loop increased with I equals to 1, there will be a sized box. Okay, so this is how this is going to work. After leading, you will be having a title, which will be upper body I j dot name, and you will have a subtitle. So basically this goes in a text widget. Okay, and this also will be same, but instructions, right? And we just need to do the text styles for all these. Color will be white. So what is the color? White, and this is white 70, white 30. And font size will be 22. Font weight, right? Same style you can copy. 15, white 30, 400. Yep. And let's see the magic. And the error comes. Okay, static target something. So where it is that oh, maybe the state error. That's not a problem. So I'm clicking on this and I can see this thing, right? Of course there is no gap here, so we can do one thing, but it's okay, it's not that bad. We can just increase our icon again a little bit. So we'll go to workout screen, we'll make it as 45. Yeah, that's great. And we can make this as 70. Okay, great. So this is how it is, but before this column we will have a size box required after this list style as well. Yes, looks great. So this is how it is. There is a sufficient gap here. You can add some more gap to this by adding a margin. Okay, agent sets only bottom as 8, so it will further add. Okay, it's not adding because it's this width and height, that's why. Remove that, not needed at all. But this looks great. You can add multiple things here, so let me just add it. Okay, or I will leave it to you. It's scrollable. I can show you why I'm saying that, because if I add 2 more, then you can see that if I click on this, there will be 4 more. Okay, so it's like this, and sufficient. Now, what about the animation? As I told that it will be having animation. So we'll go to this animations package, a plugin. It's a beautiful plugin. So go to pubspec.yml and add this, and it will be as I can see here, it will be your container uh, transform. Okay, so to do that, you will need to go to profile screen, get dependencies. Okay, then you will have to use open container. So it will be like, where is that box? I will show you that. Yeah. So you have to wrap this in a open container, because this is the entry point of your animation. That's why. So open container has this open builder and close builder. So open builder will take a context and a void callback. You can return what you want to open. Okay, so it will be workout screen. That's it. So you can remove this, but I will not remove this. I will tell you why. Closed builder will be again, it takes a context and a void callback. So it will be open container. I'm just naming it. Okay, and it also wants to return a widget. That widget will be our gesture detector. Okay, fine. So these two things are done. Inside gesture detector, in on tap, you call open container. Remove this and call open container. That's it. And now if I want to run it, I will click on this and you can see the animation, right? So this is how the animation is going on. But this material I have seen here somehow. So after adding open container, I have seen this. So probably open color or closed color, it should be colors.transparent. Okay, it's not that great. So it should be my scaffold color, which is 0xFFE9E9. Yeah, great. And there is some elevation, so I can probably remove that as well. Open elevation, closed elevation, which is 0. Great. So we have achieved everything that we had. Transition duration is there, transition type is there. So in type you can have two things, which will be let me see what is the type of it. Container transition type, container transition type dot fade through. I think it's the proper way. Okay, and if I click on this, it animates to that and comes back, right? So this is how fade through works. If you want to use fade, you can use fade. So here fade is also okay. Duration wise, since I'm recording also, so you won't find that efficient everything, but definitely when I'm not recording, it's pretty smooth. Milliseconds 2000. Let's just, I want to show you the animation. So this is how the animation is. Okay, rest all you can play with it. Okay, fine. So we have added the animation. Now only part left is this easiest screen, right? Let's do that. Okay, we will create a new page which will be meal detail screen. I'm going to use slivers here. So custom scroll view, which takes in slivers. My first one will be sliver app bar, and second one will be sliver child sliver fill remaining sliver list. Okay. Anyways, so in sliver app bar, I will have a background color which will be similar to, not this one. Yes, this will be the color. Okay. But here it will be the color which is here. Okay, so now background color is done. We will set flexible space, which will be flexible space bar, and it will have a background which will be image.asset, and this asset image will be coming from the meal which is selected. So we are going to have meal here. Okay, so it will be meal dot image path. Box fit we will be using cover. Okay, and then expanded height will be 200 or 300. Yep. Fine. So, and do we have something to play with the shape? Yes, so it will be rounded rectangular border which will have border radius vertical bottom 40. Okay, so only from bottom we will have 40 radius. So other than this, let us see the output and how we can play with it. So go to profile screen, figure out where is food granola, basically where is your for loop. So it's here, it's a meal card. In the meal card you can wrap this material with gesture detector. And the reason to wrap this material with gesture detector is the container which is a parent of this material is just for margin, right? That's why. So on tab you can navigate, so navigator dot off. So the page name is meal detail screen, and we are going to pass in the meal that we have here, right? So this is how we will be reaching to our third page, which will be meal detail screen. And so let's run it. Okay, I'm clicking on this. Okay, moving back, very nice, right? Great. So we have this image, but unfortunately we don't have this. And yeah, it's a scrolling, which is good parallax effect, but it's not shaped. So probably if this shape is not working, we can wrap this in clip art rect, right? And this will have our border radius as vertical bottom 40, right? And we have got this. Unfortunately this color is blue, so what we can do is then in this case we cannot use this, so we have to figure it out how the things will happen here. So it's brightness, then no, so there is nothing such like this. Probably shape is not working, so we can do one hack that just I thought of it. We can take a stack, okay, and basically in this we can take a container which becomes the background of it as our scaffold background color. So if this works then it's okay, otherwise don't know what to do. No, it doesn't work that way. Probably the height of this can be 300, but it won't work. I know. No, it won't work. It doesn't work that way. So let me figure it out. Okay, well I kept trying on this. Let's see this. This is what we had. When we click on this, we have this, right? And if we give border radius, we can see the blue color because the background color is blue. So I thought of giving shape again, and when I gave it, it turned out that let's see the output. Border radius all, and you have to give the same radius that you have given to your clip rect. Okay, so if you run it now, you can see that it is completely working, and if I scroll it, it moves like this, right? So this is okay, and fine. So now we will work on the bottom part. So this delegate will be Sliver child list delegate, which will have multiple children. Okay, so our case Let's see. We have this little size box, then breakfast, then fruit granola, and everything like that. So we will have some size box first. Height will be 20. Then a list style, right? So I think this list style is matching with this one, so we will copy that. And here we will copy this thing, or we will directly copy this, right? So go to work out a screen, and this is our list style. So we will have the all the font sizes and all, only we need to change the color of it. So we will copy this. Date format, instead of that, we have to provide meal dot type, which is sorry, meal dot meal time. Okay, white color, instead of that we will have gray. So it will be blue gray color, fine. And it will be all caps, which is not here, so we will have to provide it. So it will be done in here to uppercase. Then for upper body, instead of that we have the meal name, right? And color will be black, right? After that, trailing, we will have 27, okay, to 71. So this is not a row, we will only have this text. So we'll get rid of this row, we will have only text. Here we will have dollar meal dot, oops, oh, we will have to have double quotes first, then meal dot kilocalories space calories. Okay, color, of course, it will not be a white. Let's take gray. Okay, then 10 minutes. So we don't need, yeah, we need the sized box. Shutter speed we don't need, we need time, which is access time, and color will be gray. Okay, after that we need minutes, so dollar time taken, meal dot time taken minutes. Okay, let's see the output. Okay, we have got this, nice. Text color, we will make it as gray. Okay, we can see proper thing. It is this you know, there is some issue. So what we can do is, it's very easy to handle these type of issues. So what is your so definitely we need a row, right? We'll add a row, and size box we can add as, so we will add the icon size, which can be considered something. So width we will take 20. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't work that way. 30. Then main axis alignment we are going to take as min. Yes, that's proper. Okay, so that is proper. Now we need to work on, you can say you can reduce the size and make it bold. So let's make that. It will be bolder and it will be 14. So it looks great. Now we need to add, sorry, we need to add these things. So what I have done is I have already added two things more in my model, which is meal. Yeah, so we had these 5 things before. Now I have added preparation and ingredients. So this is my preparation and these are my ingredients. Okay, so I've added in the constructor as well. Ingredients I will add just in front of you. It will be 1 cup of granola. Then the second item will be 1 banana. Okay, third will be half cup of raisins. And fourth will be 1 tablespoon of honey, TBSP of honey. Okay, so we have ingredients, we have this huge string of lorem ipsum text with the preparation. So let's do it. Go to meal detail, and in the below, okay, we have, okay. So this is my second item. My third item will be again a size box, and again taking this title font. Okay, because the font size is similar, then the text. Yeah, and this time it will be a hard-coded string, which will be ingredients. Okay, and below that you will have a column. Okay, then there will be multiple text. So for loop we will run I dot, so it will be meal dot ingredients dot length plus plus. It will be a padding widget because I will tell you why. Then padding, then we will have okay, so I added curly brackets by mistake in a flow, so it will be bottom because we need some bottom margin. Then in child we will have a text will be similar to, you can say, 1 cup of granola. Okay, so it is meal dot ingredients I. Okay, and style will do it. Font size, font weight, it is normal, so probably we don't give it. Font size, it will be 14. Let's see how it looks. And color will always be black in this case, so it doesn't matter. And let's see that. Okay, we cannot see the ingredients. Probably we have done some mistake, or it's because maybe I have to hot restart, because slivers is little difficult to work on. Yes, so it is working with that case. Just I hot restarted and it is working, nothing else. So everything is in left hand side. Of course we need to add padding now to the left hand side of this. So why does it it is happening with the list style? So list style probably is already I think it takes some margin, that's why. So what we will do, we will create padding for us here for ingredients. It will be somewhere around 16. Okay, so we need 16 from either sides, and this column itself, column also will have this. Of course I knew I will need a sized box for this gap, and there is sufficient space, so I can add 2 more so that there is good space, and I can increase the font size to 18, that so that the text is, you know, bigger than this at least, or let's settle with 16. This is great. And boldness I can do little bit because it is after all a instruction, right? It should be visible. Now not much is left, you know. That you copy this thing, you copy this padding widget with your size box, and after this padding widget you can add it. We will add preparation, right? And list all remain same. Then you will add this padding and add it to here, which will be meal dot preparation. So this will be your value of preparation. Let's run it, and we have the preparation. Of course we don't have from left and right hand side because we copied this one, so we need to have, and we don't need bottom, so probably we will copy this and horizontal 16. Yeah. So this is how it is, and you can see beautiful scrolling right all throughout the application, right? Yeah, great. It looks nice to see this such output, and probably you can add only here, and left, right, bottom as 12 or 16. Why I'm saying, because I want some margin from bottom as well, and this was not there, so you can add 32. After you add, it's little bit more, and it's smooth scrolling, and you can you know, play with your sliver app bar a little more, or you can add a snap, so you make it true and run it. So okay, snap floating, so you will have to make it something else, floating in true, so it's like it should be floating as well as a snap. So this happens, it means once you scroll little bit down, it will completely scroll. Okay, so this is how it will work. right? So you can play with it and give me your response in the comment section. I hope. Oh, one thing left. Sorry. So as we talked about animations, let's add the similar animation to this. Okay, similar to this. So you will go to this. I would say go to the image this time. This is your flexible image. Wrap this in an open container. Okay, which will have open builder, and it will be your underscore. You will return what? You will return meal detail screen, right? Right, and remove gesture detector. You don't need this. Probably what will happen is you will only have this thing clickable. But right now what I want is I want that image should go and match with that page itself. Okay, I don't want text to be elaborated. So that's why you can add anyways according to your requirement. Context, here you will have open container, which is a callback. So you will return something, and what you will return basically this flexible. That's how you refactor the things. That's it. Okay, and here in open container you can probably make it as oops, oh man. Okay, and here you can sorry, you can use open container directly, which is a callable method. And yes, one thing left, transition duration, which I will just for your sake I will make it as 1000 so that we can see the output. Okay, there is error. So basically this requires not the gesture detector, so we have to move this gesture detector here. Okay, it's not running, it's still not running. Flexible, no depth, what is happening, man? Open container, open builder. Okay, got it. So it requires flexible here. So whatever we did it in the wrong way. We will remove this. We'll remove this. So flexible cannot come here. So what we will do is, okay, we'll add it here. Okay, so just I have copied, and maybe I will have to add some more parentheses, or do one thing. Let's work it again. So this is flexible. Open container is there, so we'll wrap this in open container, and our closed builder. So basically closed builder says that this is the UI that will be active when it is closed. Okay, so this is the thing that is active when your item is closed, which is the item which you will be clicking. Okay, and then we'll have open builder, which will be the same thing that we did before. So it will just return meal detail screen with the meal. Okay, so it's almost done now. We have to see the transition duration. It will be so you can see that again we are stuck with this curves. So we can again do the shape thing, which is closed shape. It will be rounded rectangular border, and it will have border radius similar to that. So it is, I think, 20. Yes, and it looks fine. It is back to its normal state. Now if we click, you see the animation. See, this is the beauty of this library. It properly transitions from one screen to other screen. We are using scaffold. We are not animating this out of the box. We are just using scaffold. Okay, so if I click here of course there will be error because there is no ingredients. So let me add, just for your sake, uh, this whole ingredients and preparation. I'm going to add for these also, so that the app doesn't crash and you guys can easily error. Yes, so now app will not crash and I'm restarting. So this is the end of the video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber of my channel, then you can hit the subscribe button as well. And thank you for your immense support. And yeah, so basically this is it from this video, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know in the comment section below that how you like the video and what else is means I don't think something is left in this video, but then also I will it will be great support if you can let me know in the comment section that if you have liked the video or not, okay, and if I have missed something. So that's it from here, and we will see in the next video. Thank you.